Hello everybody, I'm Allie and this is Miro, and I am a sucker for overos and white-faced horses. However, they can have some health concerns and are more prone to skin cancer, but I don't think anybody should be afraid of owning them. So here's some tips to keep your white-faced horse still going good. I'd like to introduce you to Banjo, and today we are going to be going over care of a horse that has excessive white on their face. Now, this can be a horse that just has just a snip of white or anywhere where you see pink, but as you can see, Banjo really does have a lot of pink on his face. All right, here you go. Number one, keep them in shade as much as possible. Nice shady pasture is a great thing for a white-faced horse. They can hang out with a little sunblock and you don't have to worry about them getting burned. Keeping them in shade also means that you keep in a stall during the day and maybe do turnout at night. All right, sunblock is your friend. You may have to apply sunblock several times a day if you have your horse out in the sun, but for just normal use, I'd say every other day. Now, I find a roll-on actually to be very helpful. See, you can put it on them a lot easier. I say that and then he's like, no, you won't. Now around the nose, anywhere you can basically get a good sports sunblock. Anything that will stay has to be waterproof, and the best way to do it is just get it on your hands and get it on there. So here's a little demo on how to do the sunblock. Now, treating the white-faced horse is one of those things they've just got to get used to, right? She has... Okay, let's start touching his face. There you go. Touch his face and start putting it on his nose, just very nice and lightly. Now, if you go to put sunblock on and you put it more like a session where you're just loving on the horse and that sort of thing, it's a little bit easier for him to get used to. Okay, take your other hand and rub it on all those pink parts. Remember, rub it up, not across to the eye, but up and down on the eye to make sure you get it all the way around there. There you go. Just nice and slow. Get him under the lip right there. Under the lip. Just rub it. Just rub it right there under the lip. There you go. And most of the horses just get used to you doing this on a daily basis, so you just pet on them a little bit after and before you add the sunblock, and they get used to it really quickly. Now, if you already have a horse that has a little irritation on their face, maybe already a little sunburn, something that is soothing might work better for you, like zinc oxide. We are going to be using some zinc oxide. So what is zinc oxide? All right, here you go. Here is the active ingredient. It is 20% zinc oxide. What is that? Well, you know, it's here for soothing relief from poison ivy, oak, sumac, helps and prevent diaper rash. But it also helps a white-faced horse. I found this stuff lasts for a few days, but it is messy. I highly recommend you have some disposable gloves on hand to put this on your horse, and they've got to get used to it. And you can also put this on other parts, back of the feet, and over here on their bums, any place with pink skin that could possibly, underneath the tail, any of that can possibly get burned. Zinc oxide really helps, and it stays on. Fly masks are a great option. There's lots of different types of fly masks. Some horses are pretty good at getting them off, though, so here's your options. So your next option with the white-faced horse is, of course, the fly mask. Now, they do make an option that covers the nose. As you can see, he's already managed to shear off the nose piece, but this one actually zippers on and off. So it seems to be a pretty good option. These will only last you maybe a season. You're going to have to go get another one at some point, and your horse will probably lose them. But it is a good way to get UV protection, and it keeps your horse's face free from flies. The zebra print actually confuses the flies and keeps them away. So there you go. You have the fly mask option. Okay, here you have an example of the nylon mask. I've also heard these called the bug eye masks. And they simply slip on and they have ears and nose. Now with a white-faced horse and you're out here in full sun, you might get a little bit of a glare because they do have pink around their eyes. So having a mask on with a mesh kind of acts like wearing sunglasses. So really it's a lot more comfortable on their eyes. And this is what it looks like in a halter. Okay, you can also put the fly mask on under your bridle. You just have to make sure. I'm not real happy with this one. It kind of doesn't fit as well and it kind of crushes into the eye a little bit more than I would like. But I think this horse would have to be a horse size. This is a cob size. But just to give you an idea, you do have options. Now, if you want to cover your horse entirely, if your horse has white spots on the top line, you might want to think about a full body UV fly sheet. All right, this is a full fly sheet minus the face mask. I just wanted you to see this, and it's basically the one way you can completely protect your horse. And it's really a thin mesh. It's breathing pretty well. I put my hand up underneath there and you know, she's still a little hot. That's the problem with these, is it just does trap some heat, but that's why you want to stay in the shade and try to keep it on as best as possible, right? Now, full body sheets have the advantage of covering the whole horse and protecting the whole horse. However, if you're in a place where there's a lot of foliage, they can get ripped, other horses can rip them, and sometimes if your temperatures are over 100 degrees, it really gets too hot there. So here's another thing that we like when we have a white-faced horse, and of course he walks into the sun, but having access to a pasture area that has lots of shade for him to run around in is a great thing. Now, having gone through several surgeries to remove a carcinoma, I understand that it can be really hard. However, the outcome from the surgery was always positive, and if you do these things, you are less likely to have those sort of things happen to you and your horse. Hey, big boy. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video, and if you enjoyed the video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And remember, to see more, check out our playlists.